Greetings and welcome to Wanda. I'm here in the main living space. Recliners and the dinette. The pantry with all of your plates and storage space for dry goods. There's the main entry door. Microwave, gas stove, gas oven, full-size residential refrigerator and freezer. 50-inch OLED TV with a sound bar. The sound system in here is awesome. I put in a subwoofer under one of the dinette seats, so don't be surprised. And there is an electric fireplace that can be used for just the visual aspect of the fireplace, and it can also be used as a heat source. But what I really want to talk to you about in this video, the really important aspects of the coach are the toilets. Let's just talk toilets, and that's it. To use these toilets, you'll operate them using this foot pedal down here by the floor, and if you press it down just a little, water will start to flow into the bowl, and water in the bowl acts as a vapor barrier so that no smell comes into the coach from the holding tanks. When you want to flush the toilet, if you press down more firmly, you'll notice the gate on the bottom of the toilet opens, and then you can lift your foot to close the gate. I try to leave a little bit of water in the bowl, even at the end of my flush, if possible. That's not always possible, but if it is, I recommend it, again, to keep the vapors in the holding tank. If you flush and you empty the bowl, then just give it another little half of a press. Put some more water back into the bowl, and then you can lift your foot off of the pedal. In the master bathroom, I often will flush and then slide my foot off of the bowl in order to sort of slam that gate shut on the bottom of the toilet, in order to make sure that it is totally closed and that water doesn't slowly leak out of there and vapors potentially sneaking back in. That is how you operate both of the toilets. And while we're here, the other really important feature is this control panel. If you hit the home button, normally you have to put in 4 zeros. I guess it hasn't timed out yet, but 4 zeros will get you in through security, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and your lights. The lights I think you can figure out on your own, but for HVAC, there are 2 air conditioning units. The front unit is the one in the master bedroom, which is to my right. I've got that in fan mode at the moment, operating the fan at a low speed. If I were in cool mode, this would be my desired temperature, and this is the current temperature in the space. If I hit the right arrow, it brings me into the rear air conditioning unit, which is for the main living space and the rear bedroom. At the moment, it's cold in Florida. It's in the 60s or upper 50s, so I've got it in heat mode. I left it as gas because we do have a propane furnace, so I'm using that at the moment. Please leave the fan in auto mode when you're using heat, so that when you reach the desired temperature, in other words, when this temperature comes up to this temperature, the fan will turn off automatically. And you can adjust the temperature over here. And if for some reason, as Florida does, or just generally speaking, if it's actually warm outside, you can press this button over here. Please don't use auto mode. I would prefer that you either use fan mode to circulate the air, or put it into cool mode if you're trying to cool the coach. I again like to leave the fan in an automatic fan speed mode. That's your desired temperature, and that is your current temperature. But as I said, it's cold at the moment, so I'm going back to heat. That is your crash course in navigating Wanda. Thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your stay, and let us know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns while you're here. We look forward to making your stay as comfortable as possible. And you will want to use Wi-Fi while you're here, so please check this out and get online so that you can even make phone calls. The cell service here is not great, so you'll want to be doing some Wi-Fi calling during your stay. Thanks again.